New efforts in the works in Minneapolis to make Uptown a safer place. A community safety initiative is expanding later this year to try to address ongoing problems in the once thriving neighborhood. Ian Russell joins us live to explain. Ian?
Yeah, well, Julie, city leaders say there's really been a push to focus on that area, and it includes a couple of things. It includes Minneapolis police who are doing some more proactive patrols, trying to address problems as they see them rather than waiting for a call necessarily. It includes neighbors who are maybe out doing volunteer community safety walks to keep an eye on things, and it includes an expansion of that community safety ambassador program that we've seen in a couple different spots across the city. Now, of course, all of these things are part of a much larger approach to address livability in this area.
The lowdown on Uptown
Tackling livability issues head on
is that more work is ahead.
If we're going to tackle some of the issues that we're seeing on the streets, it needs a comprehensive approach.
Mayor Jacob Fry says livability issues in Uptown have been a concern, like theft, drug use, and overall safety.
Working together toward a common goal, an Uptown that is safe, welcoming, and enjoyable for everyone.
City leaders and those who live in Uptown met Tuesday to discuss the solution.
Walk sign is on the cross and a pen.
Data from Minneapolis police shows a 52% increase in calls for service in the area since the beginning of February, year over year.
Open air narcotics activity, open air drug use, that has virtually disappeared in this area.
There are increases in livability issues, but after more than 50 calls for narcotics across February and March, the department says they've only had one call like that so far in April.
Compassion means meeting people where they're at, but it doesn't mean that anything goes.
Well, this job is important to me because I love helping people.
The Community Safety Ambassador Program, which already runs along Lake Street and Franklin Avenue, will also expand to Uptown. Willie White is an ambassador on Lake Street.
We can't get to all the areas at once, and we need to expand to be able to help those people in those areas as well. I turned out to be an asset to the community.
The Uptown ambassadors, though, won't start until November.
Why are we waiting until November 8th to have these ambassadors out there? Is it a bureaucratic process? Why then and not now?
It has taken longer, but that was an essential part of the process.
Fry says that also includes time to hire 8 ambassadors and train them and a dispatcher. A future Uptown coming into focus, and one those here say they're committed to.
We know things take longer than everybody wants, but we also want to do a good job, and that's why we take the time that's needed to do the engagement and to do the research when we set up these programs.
Those community safety ambassadors help with a few things, and a lot of it's resources, whether it's housing or food, maybe it's a bus card to help people who need it, just trying to help people where they're at when they're out walking these corridors where their programs are active right now. MPD says those increase in patrols started towards the end of last year, Julie.
Ian, and I may have missed this. Are there also going to be increased police patrols?
A little bit. You know, they talked about that as far as patrolling this area and a little bit more involved with those sort of proactive patrols. You know, they're obviously looking at things when they're out and about in the community, but they talked about sort of a very dedicated unit that was sort of out and about, keeping an eye on things, going around talking to people. Not that the rest of the officers aren't doing the same thing, but they really focus on this one unit during that press conference this morning.
Thank you, Ian.